My name is Joyce Nakiwala, and I love calling me Joyce. I'm very passionate about healing and wellness. In that regard, I'm a wellness coach, yoga meditation instructor, dance artist, and an entrepreneur. I invite you to come and watch my episode at YouTube at being ARTSY series.
ARTSY is a web series / podcast where we're having conversations with creative artists, talking about their art form, their life's experiences, and social issues as pertaining to the art. We are redefining the arts, producing knowledge on different art forms, and also in turn fostering a community of creative artists.
Tujaza bakabiwa never conversation osobola omanya n'okuyiga ye intention ati wali talina recognition gataba vubuka bamukola tulina mission.
Hey, so tell me, when did you start dancing?
Okay, my journey of dancing started at 16 years. That's in a community.
Okay.
Yeah, back home, long time ago, when I was actually invited by a friend. I used to like within a community, you usually have friends. So earlier on, like I would be like the breadwinner in my family, go and work, and then come home. When you're done, it's like now you have to do other work like chores and all that. When you finish, sit home, watch TV, and do nothing. So my friend is like, yeah, they usually like community dancing and teaching that is happening. Would you be interested? Maybe just come and see us. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I started. I started by running. My mom didn't know. My mom would question me, why would you be going every evening? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play with my friends. Like, but you play until 7 to 8. So that time I would just go and sit and watch them and be smiley, admiring. Then out of the blue, she's like, how about you come and start learning? You never know. And then I started learning. When I started, it was just like a flow. You learn, and then the trainers so interested, and they're like, oh yeah, maybe you go with us to the weddings, and then you start making money, and it became fun. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So the journey started there, and then just went with it to campus. So when I finished Form 6, as everyone is questioning, what should I do? In my mind, I just told myself the best thing to do is the things that I've been doing. So I was, as a scout, I was a leader in entertainment, like Konkoba Zambogo, and I would lead in the, as also a speaker at school. So I was doing a lot of like entertainment and stuff. So I was like, I should go into the arts, but then I was not sure. So when I applied at Makerere, they actually told me, go for development studies. I didn't. Then they gave me library and science, something. So that the aim was to enter into Makerere, and then when I enter into Makerere, I can change course, because then I couldn't get dance right away.
Right.
And there wasn't dance as a course. So when I entered into Makerere, that's how it took me like 2 months to change course. And I was able to get dance, drama, and anthropology.
Oh.
So that's how the journey then started immediately. I was already dancing. We did an audition. After the audition, it was like, now, start studying. Started studying, and then studying, dancing, money, studying. So what you're dancing and learning is what you're earning from.
So you were working before. What work were you doing before? You said like when you would go work and then come back home, do all this stuff.
Okay, so I think for me, my story of working started, I would call it child labor, because I was 8 years. So when my dad left my mom and they separated, then my mom was very, our generation. My mom said, okay, now that you are the firstborn, you're going to become the breadwinner.
Right.
You're going to start working so you can earn school fees. And yeah, I started working. I would sell popcorns, I would sell yellow bananas, I would sell sugar canes, like go get it and then sell at school. So it was like a mix of work and studying.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, you bring back the money at home so you can have like money to eat, because then the father figure was not in that present. So I was working, and then sometimes my mom also would go work. It was really like an exchange of me working and my mom, so we could have and make sure we can feed our family.
Firstborn daughter. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. You have no choice.
You've done the dues.
You have no choice but to work and make sure our family is functioning.
Yeah. So when you start dancing, now dance becomes a work also.
Yes, it was, but really partly because it was like weekend gigs, weddings, and nothing really serious, especially when you're in a learning stage. You're really like a backup person, supporting the team, making sure you know costumes, where are they, and all that. So when I started learning, and I was very vivid of everything, especially at Form 5,
Yeah.
and then my mom and I had actually parted ways. So I was staying with my stepmom now. And again, my stepmom wouldn't know why I always leave Kawempe to go to Kazo. So she
Kazo is where you're training.
yeah, where we
You're
train
learning.
from. And then she'll be like, are you going for scouting? I'm like, yeah, I'm going for scouting. But the issue was dancing, because there's no one would tell people that I'm actually going to dance. And sometimes the news would come back to my mom. She was at the promotion, Airtel, at the market. She was dancing. She got a t-shirt. You check, she has it. So it's like, it was just that you hide what you're doing, but it's giving you whatever it's giving you, it's supporting you, but then I couldn't tell my family that I was doing that. Of course, my mom knew that. They would just say, she's a stubborn child. So she's always out playing, and
They don't immediately understand it.
yeah, and I know it brought a lot of conflicts between us and my mom, because she's always thinking, she used to think I'm out to see boys. And then we actually parted ways because of that. She thought I am into boys. Then even at school, they would tell her all her time she's always in scouting or entertainment. So it's like, yeah, but that one, she's spoiled. That's her. So it's MDD, you'll see me. Other things, you don't see
You're
me.
not interested in chemistry.
If it's scouting and you know things to do with leading and making sure people are enjoying, I'm there.
you're there.
Interact. Other things, studies.
You're just like, this is not for me, guys.
It was, but really specific subjects.
Yeah,
I don't know if the rest makes sense,
yeah.
but they were really, I feel like was just a rite of passage. Go
Right.
through and make sure that you are done. When you're done, do what you want to do.
Doing what you want to do. And then now how does that go from dancing, entertaining, choreographing, and then now to dance as therapy?
Okay. So when I finished my career, of course, when you finish the degree, then you're like, am I going to work? Now I have a dance degree. Is this, because I majored in dance and anthropology. And then my research was around empowering, how does dance empower youths? And pretty much of my time, I spent it in BPU. I don't know if you know BPU. It's called Breakdance Project Uganda.
Oh, breakdance project.
Yeah, so that's where I did my research. And then that's not a place where they would retain you to do work. My research was in schools. And then, of course, teachers didn't understand why we were doing dance. So the issue is, while I was dancing, throughout my dancing career, I was asking myself, what do I want to do with my dance? Because I was not the best dancer also in class. Even though it's part of me, I like it, I do it well, I was not like the favorite dance student. You would see choreographers that come from elsewhere torture me a lot. There was one called David Bayer. She would scream my name, Joyce! And I would feel like, oh my God, this is not for me. But then along the way, I was like, this is for me, but I need to find out why exactly do I sit? Because not all of us are going to be on the stage. Performing. Even when they called me to perform in musicians, like videos and be like a dancer, I didn't feel good about it. And I would question myself and tell my favorite dancers, but if I'm 80, will I still do this? Like, is it something that I can do? And some of them would laugh at me. They're like, but we're just doing it for now. I'm like, no, but me, I want to do it forever. And I don't think it's serving me. So that led me to keep questioning. So immediately after my degree, there was a school called, that would give out bursaries. And the dances we're doing in school were traumatizing me, I would say, because it's really white. Apart from traditional dances, I feel so good doing them. But then when you tell me to do like hip-hop, I would look like a chicken, honestly. I don't have even that energy. So I wanted to do African dances, things to do with me that makes me feel me. And that's how I got into questioning which kind of school do I find. So there was a school called École des Arts, it's in Senegal. And they would give out opportunities by then there was training for African dancers. But then you have to go through like auditions. You apply, and then you get a scholarship. So I immediately after the course, 2018, I applied. So my applying was mainly to make sure I get into African dancing, like learn about other African dances apart from the Ugandan dances.
Right.
So when I reached there, they selected me as one of like the Ugandan dancers that represented. Probably I'm the second woman to go there from Uganda, and it was such an honor. So that scholarship really opened so much for me that up to now I feel like it was the start for me. The dancing at Makerere was just an entry, but then going to a call the sub for 3 years, doing dance for so long, 8 hours, checking in, trying to figure out, it's really a lot of somatic work, and all the dancing that we learned was around African animals, how does it connect to the body, how do you feel your spine, and again, other people who were there, they were trying to grow their dance career. For me, I was trying to find out what can I do with my dancing, because even this dancing, I'm learning it, but it can't work home. It has to have a purpose. So I met different choreographers, and every time I have like conversations with them, I tell them, because they ask you, so what do you want to do with your dance? I'm like, I'm still figuring out, but for now, I know that one thing that will work for me is if I can get dance to me and make sure that I can use it for me, then it will serve other people. But before I went there, I had done like yoga trainings, yoga courses. So throughout the dancing, I would get injuries because I didn't know how to take care of my body. And I'm sure many dancers are going through that. All you know is dance, but you don't know that you need to take care of your body before, like you are the instrument. You're not just
your computer.
Exactly. So if you don't make sure that it's clean and protected, no one does it for you. So I would get a lot of injuries, I would get a lot of aches, and the only solution was yoga. So how I get to know, when I talked to one of the choreographers, I think he was invited by Bayemba. He was called Francisco, and he was doing contemporary and improvisation. And the first thing he talked about was, how do you take care of yourself as a dancer? And what are the practices that you're doing to make sure that they save you as a dancer? Especially if you're going to do this work for long.
For a long time,
Yeah, so that's how the question now kicked in. And after that, of course, you go and sneak and ask, so what practices are there? So like, yoga. And I'm like, what is yoga? I don't know about this. And luckily, that time when he talked about it, there was a session at National Theatre that would run on Saturday. So I went in on National Theatre just to peep and see. And the lady's like, come. You never know, you might like it. So I joined in. There were 3 of us. And the minute I finished, I was like, I need to learn this. Where do they study? I need to do this. Like, for me, I need to learn it. Not just as a teacher, but for myself.
Yeah.
So she told me there are opportunities for you to apply. I'm like, okay. Where is it? Let's do it. I applied and they gave me a scholarship too. And I went to learn about yoga. So when you go to learn about yoga, there's so many things you learn. It's not just about yoga, you learn about anatomy.
Why does one go to learn about yoga?
So for me, my first opportunity was in Africa Yoga Project in Nairobi, Kenya. And then after that, I got several others, yoga for children, prenatal yoga, your own determination. So I was just eager to learn
Everything.
And then till I realized, okay, everything I've learned, it's a sequence, it doesn't work. I'm not a routine person. I can't do something every now and then. So also now this is coming with awareness, learning about myself every now and then. So after that, I was like, I'm going to do trauma-informed yoga. So I did trauma-informed yoga. And then trauma-informed yoga also was just in line with my dance therapy from École des Arts, because École des Arts taught me about dance anatomy and how you can protect yourself as a dancer. And I majored in dance therapy. I was just working towards that. Everyone was working towards something. For me, I was working towards that. And meeting other people along the way, they would really challenge me.
Yeah.
So because I danced for so long, after that, I said, I'm not going to dance again. I'm tired. So I went into yoga, and I stuck there because it was also money. Back to Kampala, you need money.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was making sense was yoga. Yeah.
And
so,
now at this point, it's like becoming hot. Everybody wants to like.
yeah. So, so that's COVID time. I was just doing yoga because I finished my diploma of a call de sub in 2021, but 2019, all the time of COVID, I was just doing yoga and practicing and teaching and giving people skills. I was also going through a lot of mentorship. That's the time when I also got into meditation, like I got a scholarship for meditation as an instructor. That's the time when also I met another amazing woman who was creating, she had an organization called HEART.
Okay.
And HEART is Healing and Resilience After Trauma. So she also, we met on Facebook actually. She was recommended to me that she can work with me because the work I'm doing is in line with her work. And yeah, we started creating a manual, which is Move with HEART, moving with healing and resilience after trauma. And yeah, so then things started like working out after COVID. I was sure what I want to do. And my target market was very clear, but still the only thing I was telling myself, not looking for jobs. You're not going to look for jobs because this job industry, it's not going to work for you.
It's not for you, yeah.
Yeah, so along the way I met, so from Sophie, I met Hope, Hope Chigudu. Then from Hope Chigudu, of course, we meet as clients, but then you turn out to be friends, mentors, collaborators, and then it's like they're linking you to the next person. So my aim was always meet one person, do your best, do what you can, they'll refer you to your next person.
Right.
So my journey has been like that. Then you meet the next person, then you meet the next person.
You're looking for answers, you're finding them, then you go to the next step.
Yes, so after creating the book, then it's like it will take you back and the question, so you're doing this movement, how do you know that it's making impact? Then I started Cairo. So from Cairo, I'm like, okay, now I need to find out. Let me do a counseling psychology course so that I'm able to address the needs of my clients.
So your entire work, calling, the work that you do, your art is centered in community and healing. Is that a thing that you always felt like I want to do, or did it just kind of surface through you continuing to do the work and challenging yourself and learning?
I think it came from challenging myself and working. The first question that comes is, I'm doing this work, but for who? Yeah, I know every time I do and I feel good, I feel like everyone should feel good. Like when I take a walk and I feel so good, the minute I meet my friend, it's the first thing that comes up. I'm like, I just had a walk and I feel so good. You
need to try.
Yeah, you need to try.
You're always sharing
so I'm always influencing people, and sometimes they're like, but Joyce, you're too much. Like, no, you know what? I actually went to this restaurant and they just have this nice food. Have you been there? If you can't afford it, can we just put money together and I take you and we can share a meal? Because I feel like every time I do something, I'm doing it for me, but in the process, I feel like other people should. Yeah, I want to share it. So the work that I do, at the end of the day, I end up telling people, yes, I'm dancing, but then for who? Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Then for who? Is my son able to enjoy this? Is my sister able to enjoy this? Yeah, so in the process, I don't enjoy things alone, even though I enjoy my space. I usually tell, let's say my business people, I tell them like, you know what, you're putting up this display, but if you don't enjoy this display, you look at it, the dummy is putting on something and you don't like it, there's no way your customer is gonna like it. So it starts with me, and then when I enjoy it, when I feel so much joy in it, I feel like everyone needs it.
Should experience it.
Should experience it like so fast, because I'm also very spontaneous. When I see it, I immediately want to do it. I don't hold on to things and wait. It's like we feel it, we do it there and then we go.
Let's live life.
Yeah, let's just go.
Do you? And it's so important because obviously the conversation now recently has said to come up with our generation. We are aware of our mental and emotional health. And we want to do something about it, and the systems within which we we exist are really a lot of those are contributing to being unwell. And yes, some people have the knowledge, resources, go to talk therapy, but some people don't have. And sometimes I know people who have said talk therapy does not work for them. So it's very important to have like alternative spaces, like dance, like do a yoga practice. Not everybody is a gym rat, for example. So it's such important work. Do you feel that your clients, people who come to you with all the stresses, and what do you, after working with them, do you feel like there is hope for especially our generation to kind of all just embrace like a healing way of life beyond just microdosing it? Okay, let me just go to the gym for 30 minutes. Let me just go to therapy for these 3 months, where it becomes a part of us, because I think that your entire calling, all your work, all your art is like you're living it. Do you think there is space? There's a time where we shall all
I think we're already in that time.
Yeah?
We are in that time. I don't think there's any other time that is going to come. We are already in it. Like, I meet people for the first time, and when we meet, it's like a light bulb. They start. And for me, starting is not doing. Starting is actually acknowledging that there's this thing, do I want to try it? And then you show up and try. So that's where the starting is. It's not when you are in the process of, let's say, a dance session, a yoga session. The minute you see it, let's say in organizations, they send out logistic notes, and there's yoga, and you see someone intentionally wants to know what is it, you have started the journey.
Okay.
And then when you show up, it's like you're trying to reaffirm what you have already seen, and you're putting dots together. And then when you start, questions step in. Like, your body is wise. It starts scanning, how am I feeling while I'm doing this? Oh, my neck, my hair. You recognize some of the things on yourself.
Yeah.
And usually at the end of each session, even if it's just a dance session, 5 minutes, you realize someone is saying, oh,
Feel so relaxed.
yeah. They don't even tell you. Or someone says,
It's
I
just
feel
like a sigh.
sleepy.
Yeah.
They sigh out. Or you see someone who has had a frown face. Out of the blue, they are smiling. So for me, you might not do the same thing when you leave, but you have that awareness.
Yeah.
That the next time you see something similar to it, you know what to do. Or you can relate, or you can refer.
Yeah.
So the process of being well, for me, I don't just equate it to going to gym, like go to gym every day. But even recommending someone, it's already, you've heard that saying that they say, do what I say, but not what I do. And many people do that. They're recommending their kids to go to swimming. They're recommending their mothers to go to therapy. Themselves are not going. They're not yet there. Their journey has not yet got them there. But they know, and they're recommending. Because I've also had so many clients that are referred by their daughters. And the daughters saw me once, and they're like, my mom needs this. They're not seeing it for themselves because they have not yet landed into an act of self and stepping in for self, but they can see that my person needs it. And that's where a community comes in for me, that I am working for you today, but I'm not working for you initially. I'm working for the next person that is closest to you. That's my customer, not you. And sometimes I meet you and you just might channel to the next one. So I feel like we're already in it. This generation does something, and the first thing they think about is their people, my friends. Oh, nice meal, my friends. A nice pool. Can I do a party here? And I throw something. We already need. And somehow we're all craving for it. We are going for it. It's just that we never put labels to it, like the normal way of doing things. That people label it and they put time. Like, every Monday I go for swimming. Every Tuesday I'm going for it. What we do is we do it in a space of, let's get together, 5 people. Let's go to Mbale and find CP folds. You're already doing it, but you're not labeling it, or you're not giving it emphasis that every month we do ABCD, like it's not a routine, but in the process everyone is doing it. So how can we go back and make it a routine? Maybe that's the question.
Yeah.
So that it's an everyday living life.
We're not even thinking about it. It's just like waking up and brushing teeth.
Because spontaneously now we're doing it, but in a very
not so intentional.
Yeah, not intentional. Now we need to make it intentional and a part of us. It's not like they pull you out of bed and you go like, oh, I said we walk, there's benefits, but it's when you don't do it, you feel like your body is missing something.
Yeah. And I know you have also like started to do chiropractor work, basically getting the people's bones and muscles together. And just do you find that, how do you know that someone needs this? Because you've said some people don't even know, and you say to them, oh, would you like to try this? Do you just look at me and see, Edna is not relaxed, what's going on?
I think over that time, for the time when I've done the practice, I can tell from myself that all of us have a true north alignment, or we have an alignment that we're supposed to be in. So when you go out of alignment, even your posture changes, your sitting posture, your walking posture, and when you sit in a certain posture, it affects the way you speak.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't be disappointed when you hear people tell you, sit like a queen, because then you're lifting your chin. So when you do this, it affects your way of talking already. So you meet someone and their self-esteem is taken away just because of the way they are aligned.
The entire system has read the thing. And
so we have things that we have energies that we call chakras, that their foot are always like lifted, or their throat chakra is already like blocked because they're sitting in alignment, their shoulders are tucked in. So all they need is to open up. And then when you meet me and we do a practice, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up. And opening up feels so good. It's like you open a box of chocolate and the first thing you're like, wow. So your body is like this for like a year.
Oh,
then,
more.
Yeah.
There are people
and then all of a sudden you come to practice and you meet Joyce, and Joyce has not put you down by saying, oh, why are your shoulders like this? You look funny, you can do better. I start with giving you a practice that it's inviting. It's telling you, you know what? Your body is nice. Let's do something. And you open up. So when you open up, your shoulders already tell you, madam, what have you been waiting for? So it just becomes easy. So when I see you, I can tell that, okay, because your alignment is like this. Or I can even ask you, are you having back pain? Why are you like this? And someone says, yeah, my back is really hurting. And because I just learned it and it was free of charge, I asked people, would you mind I give you a back stretch? They're like, what's a back stretch? I don't mind, let's just do it. And then when you turn, you hear your bones, they're like, quack, 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 quack.
That is, Annie's.
Oh, and then you're like, all of a sudden you feel like the pain has gone.
It has opened up. Your body.
And when you open up, even your breathing starts to clear up. When you walk, you start to feel the sensations in your feet. Like, I've never had my feet like this.
Now.
Yes. So it's like massage is here, but not everyone will go for massage.
Yeah.
So the yoga, the chiro, it's like an internal massage for your bones to go back to alignment. And it's easy for me to see because I already know alignment for myself. If I'm like this, you know something is not okay with my chest and my neck.
You're aware, you catch yourself and then
so I catch myself. So because I see it for myself, it's easy to see it to other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So all of this work means interacting with people, you're healing people, you're teaching people to heal themselves. It's a lot of giving, it's a lot of sharing. How do you decompress? How do you just take time? When you take time for yourself after a long day, say you had a long day of training people, yoga, dance therapy, anything, stretching out people's muscles. How do you take time for yourself?
Wow. I think for artists, you always have your space, and we always fight for our space. Yes, I'll be out in community. The first thing that I would do is recognize that community is well. For me, community being well is already a way of decompressing fast. Because then I don't have worries. I live with a space of the women I met today, they left feeling good. That's already a decompress from my stress. Because I get so stressed when I meet people who are not well.
What? Oh my God.
Like, it's contagious. Honestly, when you meet someone who is not happy, it's contagious, because the first thing that happens, you also go into the same energy. So what's happening?
That empath energy
like,
of yours.
You get worried.
Yeah.
You get so worried. You can't sit in my car and I drop you somewhere and I don't find out, did you reach home safe? Because the minute I don't do that, I don't sleep. I keep waking up just thinking about you. So that's the first thing that I do. And then I go back to my practices. I love yoga. So I'll stretch. Okay. Honestly, when I come in, it's so hilarious. When I go into my house, the first thing I do is undress.
Yeah.
Undress, leave the clothes that I was, if I'm with you like this, when I enter into my house, I'll remove these clothes first because I feel like I have your DNA. So I drop them at the, I drop them at the door. And I enter into my space and I change into another cloth. So it's the first thing I do always, like put off all that cloth out.
All that outside energy.
It stays at the door. You come to my home, you'll find that the basket.
I'm gonna do it.
It's just closed there, and I'll drop those clothes and then go in. When I go in now, I'll start doing things that serve me. I'll do the yoga. Sometimes I play the music that I want. I'll listen to a podcast that I want. I will write if I want to write. So basically, it's a check-in now. What do I want? If I want a cup of coffee, I'll do it. What do I want? Yogurt, I would like find things that really serve me at that time. If I want to do a gratitude note, I'll note it and put it in my jar. Like check in. But the first thing is make sure community that I've served, if it's work that is on contract, have I done it to my best? Because if I don't, I carry that worry to my bed.
Oh.
Now, if I get to my home, take off things that, computers, they don't come to my bed. They stay somewhere. So you see, like I just want to do things that are for me. When I reach in my bed, I check in. Do I want to stretch? I'll stretch. Do I want to eat? I eat. Do I want to drink? I drink. What's my home looking like? Is my space giving me? Sometimes I shift things. This flower doesn't look good. I put it this way, because while I'm doing all those things, I'm actually decompressing. I do breath practices. I will go to water my plants. Sometimes I go check my dog, touch it. Yeah. So I do several things, unless it's really so overwhelming. Like I've been to a group of, let's say, a festival. I need to decompress a lot of energy, a lot.
The thing of your art is something that everybody actually needs, whether it's from, you're doing yoga with children, with prenatal mothers, with adults, with literally everyone. You're doing the chiro, you're doing counseling sessions, you are doing trauma-informed dance therapy and yoga. For people who watch this and think, oh my God, I need something like that, I need this, how can they contact you? Where do they find you?
Mostly it's contacts, like reaching out on calls.
Okay.
Yeah, I really don't take pictures or record stuff for my classes, especially being a trauma-informed facilitator.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm really quite against it. So contacts, majorly, my phone calls, I'm available anytime, any day. I call. When you call me, I'm present. For one-on-one, for organizations, for groups. Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe my socials, but I'm not really a social media person, so I don't want to be like, give people to direct, maybe just go and see what I do on a personal, because also I'm human. When you go to my TikTok, you'll see the normal Joyce who loves to smile, laugh, travel.
Can they find your TikTok? Can they, like, someone send you a message on TikTok?
I reply.
Okay.
The minute you send me, I'll reply.
TikTok?
It's Joyce Christine
Joyce Christine
Nakiwala.
It's
the same thing with Instagram, Joyce Christine Nakiwala. LinkedIn, Joyce Christine Nakiwala.
Okay.
Yeah, all my socials. The only social that I don't use is Facebook. But I'm there, but I'm not going to be active.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Joyce, for being here with us and healing us. I think we are kind of, we're in the zone now. Thank you so much.
I'm humbled.
Yay.
tujaza bakabiwa neba conversation osobola omanya n'okuyiga ye intention ati wali talina recognition gataba vubuka bamukola tulina mission ARTSY katejirabenga platform egenda okuteeka artist gwe ku form sibyakubuuza mbuno gwe owasaddi ziri interviews babuuza ofumbirwa ddi tujaza bakabiwa neba conversation osobola omanya n'okuyiga ye intention ati wali talina recognition